Today I'm going to go over guitar effects and pedals, what they do, what they are, and the different types of sounds that are available to you. My name is Isaac from New York City Guitar School. If you would like to become a better musician, then hit that subscribe button. Every week we're coming out with tutorials and lessons that range from music theory, guitar, and gear. Let's get started. The gear side of guitar can be pretty overwhelming. There are so many options and categories out there for effects, pedals, software. Today we're gonna break everything down from the basics, and I'm gonna go over three things. Number one, what guitar effects actually do. Number two, the different categories for effects. And number three, the various ways in which you can access these effects. I'm going to keep this one very short and simple. You have your electric guitar, and if you play it on its own, of course it's not going to make a very impressive sound. What you need is an amplifier that will take that electrical signal and amplify it. You take your 1/4-inch cable, plug your guitar into your amp, and boom, you're there. That's your clean signal going straight from your guitar to the amp. Now what a guitar pedal does, it gets right in the middle of that signal and processes it. An effects pedal adds a sonic makeup to your clean signal. Different effects do different things to that signal. Now let's get into the different categories for effects. I'll also be demoing these because I want you to be able to connect the sound to a name. First off are dynamic pedals. These are compressors and equalizers. And compressors do just that. They compress your sound so that you don't have any spikes or dips in your signal. It's a subtle effect, but it really evens out your sound. They can also increase sustain and add a little bit of punch to your tone. Next up are EQ pedals or equalizers, and these allow you to boost or cut specific frequencies in your signal. This way you can cut through a mix without having to mess with your volume. In the next category are drive pedals. Now these are probably some of the most drastic of all because what they do is they take your clean signal and they overload it, causing it to distort and to clip. In this category we have overdrives, distortions, and fuzz. Overdrive pedals are the most tame out of these three, and they're very popular amongst blues musicians. They take the clean signal and add a good amount to bite. The distortion pedals are for heavier genres like punk or metal, and any trace of a clean signal usually disappears once you click on a distortion pedal. Fuzz pedals are very common in genres like stoner rock, and For lack of a better description, they're very fuzzy, they're chunky, and the distortion is all over the place. They're loud and they're thick and they're heavy. Next up, we have modulation effects. Now, these can get very cool and very trippy. These effects create a time-delayed version of your original signal and give it back to you in various ways. And usually you have controls that allow you to shape the way that original signal is returned to you. In this category, we will find choruses, flangers, phasers, and tremolos. In the next category, we have delay and reverb. A delay effect records your signal and plays it back for you at a different time. A reverb effect creates more of an ambiance, and it's an echo. So imagine playing in a big hall or a really big room. And unlike delays, reverbs don't contain as much note definition. And in the last category, I put pitch shifters. The most common of these is the octave pedal. Octave pedals take your original signal and either raise it or lower it by an octave. There are, of course, other pitch shifters that take your original signal and transpose it to different pitches. It doesn't necessarily have to be an octave, but the most popular, I think, would be probably the whammy pedal in this category. There are a few ways in which you can access guitar effects. The first one, of course, is using pedals. There are a lot of companies out there, all kinds of brands, and all in different price ranges. There are common pedals like the ones that we saw today to really out there pedals with super trippy sounds. Another option is a multi-effects unit. These are units that model many sounds. Over the years, these have improved in quality by a lot. These are a viable option if you want to travel lighter and want access to multiple sounds just from the one unit. The last option I want to mention is software. There are a multitude of plugins that model real effects and amplifiers. These are great if you have a home studio setup or if you're on a budget. You don't have to plug anything other than your guitar. You don't need to mic any amp or any cabinet. And you can record using your headphones if a loud amp might be an issue.